Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So we're going to talk about some of Draymond's comments after the game against the Sacramento Kings last night. Clay with the big game winner and everything, but we're going to focus on Draymond as he alluded to the issues with Jordan Poole last season and how it affected the chemistry of the team. I mean, you saw players like Kevon Looney and others come out and say Draymond's going to have to earn the trust of the team back. And as time went on, we saw Steph getting on Poole in the playoffs. We saw Draymond and Poole have a bad moment in the Sacramento series, and Poole just never quite was himself last season. And sure enough, they shipped him on out after paying him. So, you know, Washington's struggling right now as expected, but it is what it is. But Draymond, man, he talked about how it impacted their team and how their team chemistry has been a big catalyst in their success. Let's check it out.
Last year we had an awful team as far as chemistry goes. It was pathetic. But chemistry has been a strong suit here. That's why Steph has been here for 15 years, Clay's been here for 13, I've been here for 12, and Loon has been here for 9. Because chemistry is a strong suit, and Andre Iguodala. The list goes on and on. That's why so many guys have been around here for so long, because the chemistry is what we've hung our hat on. Well, you look at last year and you say, oh man, this team hasn't lost a Western Conference series under Steve Kerr, and then it happens. The big reason why is our chemistry sucked. And so, you know, I don't look at that as, oh man, like this is a team that, you know, we've struggled with chemistry. I mean, yeah, we struggled with our chemistry for years. It was a one-year thing. Things, you know, stuff happens, and it was an anomaly, but, you know, we're right back where we need to be in that department. And most importantly, I think there's still room and will be growth in that department. Oh, yeah, no, it's all good. Last year was horse. It's hard to come to work. Y'all see me trying to do Clay's little paper airplane. It was hard. It was hard to come to work. Not fun, you know. And so this year you see the joy, you know, on guys' face when they come in the building. You got guys like staying over 2 or 3 hours after, just sitting around talking, getting here 2 and 3 hours early just to be here. You know, it's like you start to see that and you're like, okay, this is a group that likes being together.
So when you hear Draymond say things like it was hard to come to work and, you know, it was miserable last year, it was horse poop and all that stuff that he's saying, you have to look at it and realize what it was, right? Jordan Poole was instrumental in Clay, you know, in Clay trying to get back. He was a good buffer and a good bridge until Clay was able to get his health back, and was a big reason that they won the championship that year in Boston. So he started to feel like he was going up the ranks in the pecking order. Everybody knew Steph was the guy, but everybody after that, I feel like Jordan Poole felt like, hey, I'm just as important as anybody else, and my voice is just as loud. And you look at Steph and Clay, I'm not going to say they aren't verbal leaders, but they're not as demonstrative as Draymond. And Poole wanted to try to challenge that. I felt like he still probably has some more to do. And I feel like that's why Chris Paul is good for this team now. I feel like Chris Paul opened his mouth, Draymond, Steph, everybody on that team, even though they're champions, you're going to listen to what Chris Paul has to say about the game of basketball and what he sees on the floor. Because his resume, it may not have champion beside it, but you look at the teams he's changed around. He's changed the Clippers. He's changed OKC. He was a part of that. You know, what Shea has now over there, he started that before they brought in all those other pieces. He was that leader to buffer and build a positive culture within that organization. You know, you look at what he did in New Orleans when he was young. You look at Houston, that's when they were almost good enough to beat Golden State. Thing was, Chris Paul kept getting hurt at key times. You know, that's kind of played his career. And you look at how he made Ayton and even Booker at the time. Booker was, even though he had a 70-point game under his belt, he was looked at as a stat shooting guard, but they weren't ever going to start winning. The winning in Phoenix started with Chris Paul. So I say all that to say his resume might not say champion beside it, but he is a winner. So looking at him and his resume, you look at someone like Jordan Poole, and you see some of the silly things that he does over in Washington. When your expectation is championship, you can see why Draymond was annoyed by it. We just saw, you know, we just saw the reaction for what was going on over the course of time. And I don't think Poole knew it was real until it was happening. And he had to get humbled a little bit. It looked bad at the time, but I definitely kind of see more so why it happened now. But the Warriors, man, I'm trying to see how they're going to look. They still didn't bring in a big. They didn't bring in Dwight Howard, which now, you know, is a whole different conversation with what's going on with him. But I thought they were going to bring in a big, you know, a 6'10", 6'11", 7-foot guy that is just able to hold his position, guard in the post. Because I think a team like Phoenix, if they could get fully healthy again, I think they could cause some problems with Nurkic down there, you know. Because Draymond and I mean, Looney does a decent job, man, but I definitely thought they were going to bring in another big to help out down low. Even if you want to start Looney, you need another body to throw out there at different times when he gets in foul trouble. So that's my take, man, on the Warriors and everything that's going on. But let me know what you think about Draymond. Comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.